Hey there, how are you? Hope you're doing well today. I have already screwed up a pie crust today. Trying to make pies for Thanksgiving tomorrow, and I've already screwed one up. So I'm going to have to work on that as soon as we're done here. But hopefully, my day with Blender will go a little bit better. So I think what I'm going to do is work on the alleyway here. So this car is going to be in an alleyway. We're going to be looking down on it pretty much from the top of a building. So we need to build the alleyway around the car. I kind of like doing this. It turns out I do this quite a bit. If I have a scene, I tend to like find one object that I want to create, and I do the whole thing, and then I get it to the proper scale, and then I use it for the scale and proportion of the rest of the scene. So what I think I'm going to do today is just block in all of this. So we're going to need a ground, we're going to need cubes for buildings, maybe a few of the dumpsters, trash cans, things like that. So I think I just want to block things in. Let me take a look at this alley here. I just hit Control up arrow to maximize that window. So I like some of the windows here. I like these windows where you can tell it used to be a window, but it's been bricked over. I'm also going to need a couple of telephone poles here. Might need one of these things, these power converter things. Kind of like the fire escape. That's kind of nice. Up here, it looks like we've got windows both with some sort of metal on them, and then the bars here. So there's some good things to work with here. And of course, I like the dumpster and the trash cans here, the old recycle bin and the old can here. I like that. I like the things turned over, like an old trash can turned over way down here. That's kind of cool. All right, let me hit Control up arrow again. And how about this one here? Let's take a look at this. Once again, more dumpsters. This isn't bad. I don't mind the windows up here. This one's been boarded over here. So I'm just trying to get a sense of what I'll be working on. It looks like we've got more telephone pole here. Boarded up window there. Yeah, so I think if we just kind of pick out a couple of these things and put them all together, I think it'll work. All right, let's go back to our view here. And so let me just lay down a ground plane first with a plane, scale that up a bit. I have found for some reason, at least for me, if I try and put a texture on a single polygon plane in Unity, it just doesn't work. So I'm going to subdivide that. And I'm going to need it pretty long. Let me just scale it like this. Make it kind of like that. Is that wide enough for the street? Yeah, that'll probably work. All right, I probably need it about like that maybe, so we can look down on it like that. Buildings. Let's create a cube, scale it up, and see if we can kind of put it in place for one of these buildings. Let me go Control 3, spin around. 5, okay. So let's just begin placing these. Maybe something like this. Grab that face and pull it up. So maybe, so if this is how tall a person is, yeah, you know what? Let me create a cube and scale it to size. We're working in feet here, aren't we? Yes, we're working in feet. So let's make this 6 feet tall in the Z6. No, that's inches. Let me switch to feet here. Does this help me if I do this? 6 feet. Nope. Okay, 6 feet. There we go. Let me bring this up. And that's about the height of a person, let's say. Getting into their car, maybe. Yeah, okay. So that's the top of their head if they're 6 feet tall. So, having said that, now let's take a look at this. So, we could probably make this 30 feet tall for a 3-story building. Maybe 25 feet is good. Let's try that. All right, so let's say that's our first building there. And let's bring it in right close. Here we go. All right. That still doesn't look tall enough to me when we go into perspective. That just looks like a 2-story building to me. Let me bring it up a little higher. Let's call this, yeah, let's go to 30 feet. Let's try that. And this is all just kind of, you know, I could go in and find all the measurements and get exactly correct and everything, but I kind of like eyeballing it, and kind of that's the artistic part of it, perhaps. All right, so there's that. Now I'm not going to need this back here, right? Probably not even going to need this down here either. So let's get that in place. All right, let's take a look at another one over here. Let's make a 2-story building here. So let's duplicate it and move it in the Y. And let's make this 20 feet here, or maybe 22, something like that. Get that here. It looks like they're slightly off, like one is a little bit forward or back from the other, kind of like that. All right. How about over on the other side here? I like this here. I like that cutout too. Maybe I'll do that for this building here. But for now, let's just take this and duplicate it and move it over here. Spin it around in the RZ180 and put that right over here like that. So we've got one a little bit taller than the other. And then maybe a 1-story building right near here. Let's do that. I'll pull this over and let's make this, let's just make this, what do you think, 15 feet? Not 15 inches, 15 feet. And then let's put it down here on the ground. All right. I Kind of want to move that in a little bit, like it's a smaller building. And I'm not, I have no grand plan here. I'm just kind of doing what feels correct at the moment. Nothing wrong with that. I'll kind of, there we go, get those offset just a little bit. All right. Let me duplicate this, and I'm going to take it over to the other side, RZ180 again. And let me move this over here, kind of like this. See how this works. Yeah. Yeah, that's beginning to feel like an alleyway, right? Like there's going to be people down there as I look down. Okay. Now maybe I want this one again. I'm going to duplicate that, move it over, RZ180, and let's put this one in place right here. Maybe I'll make this one a little bit narrower. SY, maybe that's kind of like that. Yeah, we don't want everything to be all the same, right? And then maybe another one of these. I think that'd be fine. In fact, I may just make one of these and duplicate it. And then maybe one more of these down here. So duplicate this, move it over, and let's spin it around, RZ180. Okay. Now, are we kind of, what do we think? Looks kind of like an alley. Let me take these and move them down. Now, if this were a game, I'd probably have to make the whole thing, like the whole block and everything behind here. But I'm creating objects for a game engine, but I'm creating it as if it's a film type thing, because that's really the way it's going to be. So I get to cheat a little bit, which is nice. Okay, so we've got all those. Those are blocked in. Let me zoom into this one and peek over the edge here. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Let me do a test here. The default lens for Blender here is 35mm, and that's a pretty wide angle lens. Let me try 45. Yeah, see, I kind of like the look of that if we were standing up here like that. Okay. So, now, what? Now we can start working on the buildings, I think, or I could block in a couple of these other pieces too. Why don't I do that? Just to get a sense of how these are going to be. So, we could do a couple of the dumpsters, a couple of the trash cans. Yeah, let me create a cylinder here. Kind of want a triangle fan, and maybe only 16 sides for that. And I'm going to start putting these around for the telephone poles and the trash cans. So let me go to my side view here and begin doing this. So in terms of the size of a telephone pole, something maybe like that. About how big they are around, perhaps. Let me grab these and let's just drag it up. Let's see, how tall are these things? These go pretty high here. These as well. So we've got a a 3-story building here, I think. 1, 2, 3-story building. And these things are up above those. So those are a good 4 stories high. All right. I'm going to take this up, say right up to here. That'll be our telephone pole. And let's just put it to the side here like this. What do we have along here? 1 every building or so. Let me put one right back here. Another one back here. Yeah, and I just put them kind of every so often. Like that. All right, so we've got those blocked in. And what about trash cans or dumpsters? Let's take a look at that. Let me make another cube, and for this, once again, let's go to the side view. How big is a dumpster compared to a car? Well, it's a good question. Something like this, maybe. Maybe up on wheels so they can roll around like that. All right. Maybe not quite that thick. Something like that. All right, so maybe, well, if that's well, the person isn't going to be any more than 1 foot wide, are they? There we go. So there's our person. Looks like this could be a tad bit bigger. Like that. And let's go ahead and slide that. Where are these going to go? Maybe these will go on this side. Like this. I'm going to press, what is this? It's Shift F, I believe. Shift F, and then the Tab key. No, that's not right. I'm trying to run around. Let's say Shift F, Tab. There we go. Now I can run around on here with WASDF and WASD. ASDF is a cartoon. And I can run around down the alley and kind of get a sense of how it feels. Let me see how tall I am compared to this thing. Yeah, that's about right. Maybe I'm maybe a little bit tall, but that's about right. So let's take a look at the dumpster. Yeah, that's not bad. Take a look at the car. Car looks pretty good in terms of proportion and scale. The telephone poles look pretty good. Yeah, I think things look pretty good. And if I look up, if this is the 1-story building, 2-story, 3-story, that doesn't look too bad. Okay, so hit escape and come out of there. Now let's grab this and press, oh no, duplicate, Shift D and then Shift Z, and now I can slide it around in the X and the Y. So maybe I'll put one down here. Let's put a couple of others. Shift D, Shift Z, and I'll slide it around down here. And maybe I'll put 2 or 3 right next to each other. Like that. All right. Trash cans. Trash cans. Let's add a few of those. And as I said, I'm just putting things in here just to try and get a sense of how things are going to feel, how big things should be, the basic proportions of the place. So if this is a trash can, let's say, that about right for a trash can? Something like that. Okay. Let's call that a trash can. I could even, real quick, take these like this, scale them out a hair just to make it feel like a trash can. There we go. I'll start putting a few of these around. Shift D, Shift Z, and slide it over here. G, Shift Z, and slide it around, maybe over here. And maybe one more over here at the end here, or in there. And maybe one more like that. Okay. So we've got now our alleyway. That's not too bad. What about this? What about the fire escape? I could block that in. At the very least, I could block these in here. So we got one that's kind of thinner than the rest. 1, 2, and then one way up here on the top. There's also this one here. That one's pretty cool. Huh. These are pretty cool. I've never actually looked at the structure of these things. So let's put these, does it look like it spans 2 buildings though? No, I don't think it does. So let's try and put 2 platforms and maybe one at the top up here. Okay, let's try that. So if I'm going to put a fire escape here on this building, what let's do is create, I'm going to create a cube and bring it up here, scale it in the Z. Let me see. Yeah, so that's going to be that piece right up there. Like this. Looks like it's right at the top. So you can hop over onto the top of the building. And then looks like I need to bring that out just a bit. Okay. Now I'm going to go to my side view and let's kind of duplicate it and bring it down. So it looks like it's 1 story. So if I duplicate and bring this down and then scale in the Y here, like that. Looks like we got one more here. Duplicate, bring that down like this. Scale in the Y again, a little bit smaller. And then we've got this piece right there. That's that part that folds out to the ground. So let's do that to here, let's say. And that's going to be a little narrower perhaps, like that. Okay, let's try that. So there is kind of the blocking of the fire escape. All right. We're getting there. We're beginning to block this in. And this just helps me feel better about what I'm doing, honestly. I think what it just helps me get a sense of what needs to happen. Because if you just begin modeling, I think sometimes you kind of lose sight of where you're going and then you feel like you're not getting anywhere and all that. We've got a gutter there. Do we have any gutters in this one? No, we don't, and that's fine. Okay. All of the windows have these little blocks underneath them, like that, in this image. And let's take a look at this one here. They've got these blocks under the windows here as well. So we'll need to deal with those. All right. So I think first of all, maybe I'll just begin on one of these buildings here and kind of work my way to it. So is there a way that I could get more images of the back of building in alley? Make these. Once again, I don't want to look at or be influenced by other people's work, although it's very cool and I like it. I want to look at real stuff. Let me take a look at this. Oh, I like that. Is that and some of these are nice. That's nice. So yeah, I could maybe use some of these just to get a sense of what I'm building on the back of these buildings. I like those. And a wedding. Okay, yeah, we're not going to put those guys in there. This is kind of nice. All right, so I'm going to grab a couple of these, I think. I'm going to grab this and put it in my alleys reference image folder. How about this one? Oh, I don't want to copy. I want to save it. Okay. And there was one other one I kind of liked. I like these windows. These would actually be good bricked over as well. So let me grab that. Okay. So now hopefully I can kind of get a sense of how this is going to go. So I'm going to take this cube that I created and bring it out from the rest with M and 2. Go to layer 2. And now I'll begin working on this guy. So what do I want the back of this to look like? I'm going to bring in a new image here. And how about if we work with, let's begin with this one here. Let's work with this. And then this as well. All right. So, what are we going to do here? Let's make a door. Let's make some windows. So, if we take a look at this in orthographic view and tab into edit mode and I insert some edge loops, that looks to me like a good split for our 3 stories on this. So I'll go ahead and drop those in. Let's go ahead and drop in the edge loops for the door. I'm going to bring this over. And some of these edge loops I can clean up later. I'm not going to have all these in here. All right, and it looks like I can use that top edge for the windows. Like that. Let's go ahead and do that. Bring these together. So we got our 2 windows and our door. Okay, so now we have, as I said, we've got our door, and we've got our 2 windows. We're probably going to want windows up here, aren't we? I'll scale those up. How about SZ? Let's do that. Scale those into place. And I think what I'll do is bring these two in just a bit. Like that. Actually, I could do that for the whole thing, so let me wait on that. Let's get these in here, SZ, and scale these up. Now I could take this, control click here, shift click here, control click here, and then bring these in like that. So we got windows here. So what I've got is I've got windows like this, there, and a door there. I think I can live with that. I might be able to take these windows, move them a bit. It's kind of ugly. Let me take these, move them a bit. All right, let's see how that looks. Looks like the whole thing could be moved that way, huh? That's okay. I think that'll work just fine. All right, so now that I've got all of those, for the door, let's think about the door. I think what I want to do, first of all, is just hit E and X and push that in. And then I kind of want this part here. I can get rid of this. I kind of want this part here to be its own piece so I can UV map it easier. So I think what I'm going to do is split it out. I'll hit P, and now I can select that, and now I can grab this on its own. Grab that, extrude it, scale it, bring this down. Now I'm going to extrude these out so I get kind of a door frame. I don't even need to extrude them now, do I? I can just pull it. There we go. Okay, it may be a little too much. How about something like that? All right. Now if I go back to here, let's grab this, and I'm going to split this out into its own object. And set the origin to the geometry and move this out so we have our door here. So what I've got now is my door as its own object, my door frame as its own object, and my building as its own object. So I can kind of play with inserting edge loops and doing things without affecting the rest of the model. That's all I'm doing. Let me get rid of these. We don't need those. So I try and get rid of everything we don't need in the background there. There we go. All right, so we got that. What else? Windows. Let's take a look at windows. I can extrude those in and split them out so they can all be well, let me think about that. I guess I could. What I'd like to do, what would be kind of nice here, is to be able to just UV map one of these and then duplicate it So we just use one UV island for all the windows in the buildings, or at least per building. Because I think I'm going to have one UV map per building. Yeah, so that may be the way to go. Still, what let's do is let's extrude these in. I'm going to go ahead and split them out so they're their own object. You can see them there. Okay. And then I want to put these little blocks underneath each of the windows. I want to do that. So I think all I should do is just let me take one of these, move the cursor to it. Ho! Let's move the cursor, do the selection, not the selection to the cursor. There we go. Make a cube. There we go. Just get this in place here. So it looks like it goes out beyond the edge of the window just a little bit there. Maybe a bit too much there. Let's do that. Move it up. And let's spin around in here and get rid of this face here. There we go. So we got rid of that. We don't need that, right? Everything we don't need, we can get rid of. Let's go to our front view here, and I'm going to duplicate these and put them in place so I can see how it all looks all as one, but ultimately I will probably delete them all but one, UV map 1, and then duplicate them all again, right? So that they once again take up only one UV island in the UV map. All right, I'm gonna put this here, put these here, move these down. All right, there we go. So let's take a look at how this looks so far with everything else in here. All right, that's not too bad. What happened here? Oh, we've a place in here, a space. Let me just expand this out so we have a little bit of room there. And also I'm going to subdivide it again, and maybe yeah, that's probably good. I like to have the polygons be fairly uniform and not stretched so much. I think this will work out okay. All right, so there we have our door. It looks like our telephone pole can be moved just a little bit. That actually works pretty well for it to be right there. All right. So we've got that building. I think for these guys, for the windows, some of them are going to be bricked over, especially the ones by the ground. Or maybe do I want to do these poles? These look kind of cool. You have to admit, they look kind of cool. The image is awfully blurry, but it looks like there are flat pieces with bolts here, and then do it. Let's maybe put our cursor right here, and let's create a cylinder like so. There we go. So maybe I only need 12 sides. Let's really scale it down quite a bit. Now, another way to do this is to create a texture and just with cutouts and put it on a polygon plane. Yeah, I could do that. Although I'm going to try this first. Let's see. Let's see how this is going to work. Looks like it hangs over here. All right. Make some that fit right in here. Let me go to my modifiers, array. I may, let's see, I want it to go in the Y, don't I? So let's see if I can remember how to do this. Here we go. So I've got an offset like this. My count is 2. Let's increase the count. Something like that. Now, once I get close, I can kind of adjust it so they fit like that. What do you think? Is that going to work? Sure. Okay, let's give that a try. What I can do now is duplicate that one. It should duplicate the whole thing. So let me try that. Right, yes, okay, good. All right. Let's come around, and here we are. And then I need these cross pieces, don't I? Let's work with that. Selected, and I'll create a cube. There we go. And scale that down, pull that out a bit, flatten it in the Z, scale it in the X, down here, like that. It looks like it goes off of so how would I this here? Let's put an edge here. Grab that face. You know what I'll do here? Let me grab this face. All right, so E, Y, pull those. Oh, they're going the other way. Okay. All right, so I need to extrude region, extrude individual, extrude individual faces. Let's try that. Actually, what I could do is just click and then go S and Y. I don't know why I'm working that hard at it. Sometimes I do that. I work too hard at it. So now what I could do no, I don't. I'll try it. But not the greatest. And is that I don't know. There we go. All right, so now we've got this piece. Control J, make it all one piece, set the origin to the center of the geometry. Now I can take this and put it in place here. Here. And is this going to be too... Okay. There we go. All right. So there we've got the bars on the windows. Pull it down. What other things? Up does it go? It goes up pretty with layer 2. That here. Now as we scale and put it in place, it'll be right there. All right, so now let's go put it in place. So let's say it comes up here. RZ, G, Shift Z. Now I can slide it around. Let's try that. Too big, too small? What do you think? I think it's too small. I feel like it could be bigger than that. Something like that. RZ, let me rotate it around here. Okay, so what if we did that? Yeah, let's do that. All right, I'm just gonna, let me try and smooth this real quick and see how it looks. It's kind of nasty. I don't really like it. I'm just gonna go like this, see what happens. Better. I don't mind the top being like that. Okay. Although we will be looking down. What do I want to do? I want to add more. Why not? Make it quick, make it painless. There. Okay, I know I probably shouldn't be doing that, but I think it's okay. It's okay. As I said, I'm kind of cheating on this because I don't have to move in the scene interactively. It's just going to be in a game engine so that I can render it out in real time, right? I'm cheating. I know. But it's still fun. Let's do this right here. So let me make, I'm going to go to a whole new, no. I feel like I want to move this over just a bit. And let's move the cursor there so I can create my cube right there. There we go. There it is. So, once again, I don't need that face. I don't want it because I'll just have to UV it, and I don't want to have to do that. So let's move these in like so. Here we go. All right, and then I want this. I'll just duplicate that and bring that down. Like so. And what else can I do here? I'm going to need this. This right here. That's always fun. I could just kind of cheat and place it on there, or I could actually create geometry for it like I did on the headlights of the car. I think I'm going to cheat and just place it right on there. Right? Who's going to stop me? Let's create a cylinder. I don't need this many. Well, let's take it down to 12. Get rid of these. Okay. R, Y, 9, 0. Scale it down. Something like this. I'm going to grab this, scale that in just a bit. Okay. That's kind of curved. I'd like it to catch the light just a little bit, so I'm going to grab that, Control B, and maybe do a little bevel there. There, like that. So it curved there. That. So what I could do, I guess, is insert an edge loop. Yeah. Split it. So now this is its own piece right here. I can grab this. I can grab this here. Let me grab that. Pull it out of here. Grab that. Drag that back. Now we've got this piece here. I can scale that up a bit, move it in, and let's just extrude in like that. That'll be fine. That it has to it. That'll work. Okay. Now, seems like it's a little too small now, though. Let's try that. They're kind of hard to tell how big these things should be. Something like that. Okay. So now there's cylinder. Any caps on the top or the bottom. And you may be wondering, are people really going to see all of this? Is this really going to matter? I don't know. I honestly don't know. But you know what I do know is I enjoy it. I enjoy modeling. I enjoy just doing this stuff. So this is really fun. I like it. So I'm not complaining too much about whether or not people are going to see every little piece. I feel like they will feel it. They'll get a sense of it, I think. All right, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to move the cursor to it. And now I'm going to create what do I want to create? A curve. And I'm going to create a path. And there it is. So there it is. I'm going to rotate it on the Y, RY90. There it is. I'll bring this up, put it right here. So this is how I'm going to make the tubes here. All right, so I'm going to grab that end of the path and just extrude up like this. Extrude up again like this. And maybe, do I want to, yeah, I'm going to hit this, and then extrude and pull this, extrude like that. There we go. So that's going to be a pipe. So what I can do is come over here to my path panel. And let me move this up so I can see it a bit. Kind of want to see this. There it is. The path panel. I want it to have some sort of, there we go. I'll take the 1 point, what did I put in there? 1.3, I thought. Oh, it's in inches, that's right. So let me bring that down like that. Oh, I need it to be full like that, and there is our tube. And then it's a little bit too much. Well, it's not bad. I just need more resolution like that. Maybe 2. Take the preview down to, I don't know, let's tab into wireframe and see, or go and hit Z for wireframe, and you can see you can increase the number of cross sections. Maybe just 2 is fine. I'd like only 1, but then that collapses up there. Okay, so there's a pipe. I will grab this here. I don't need this to come in all the way to that. There, I can move that and move that. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that. It actually looks like it's connecting to it. All right. There you go. So there's one pipe. I like the path tool. That's cool. We got one coming out of the side of this thing. Oh, out of the bottom and going up. Let's do that. That looks like fun. Grab that. Move the cursor to there. And here is our path. RY90. Go ahead and shrink it down some. And let's put it in place here. There we go. I will tab into edit mode, and now let's start moving it over like so. Extrude Y. There we go. We need 3 points to make a curve there. Extrude Z, pull that on up to there. I don't really like that curve that I made there. How about that? Let me move these in a little closer like that. Yeah, that's not bad. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Okay. And then I guess what I could do is just continue on right on through this, huh? Why don't I do that? I'll just continue right on through, easy, and right up to the top, and there we go. All right, so now let's make this into a pipe. Make it full, maybe a resolution of 2, a depth. Let's drag that out until we get a good sized pipe there. There we go. Resolution. Resolution, let's make it at, what did we do the last one? Did we just do the last one at 1? No, we did it at 2. Let's go with 2. Okay, there's that. We could take it and move it back toward the wall some so it goes through that small box. All right, and what about up at the top? Does it have something that we need to do here? How about this? Extrude up just a bit. And extrude. Oh. Is that what I wanted to do? Oh, let's extrude. There we go. And then let's bring that over and connect it up. Okay, so, oh, well, you know what I ought to do is let me put another point in the middle of here. I'm going to select these 2 points, and let me move that one down, move this one up. Oh, that really isn't one, is it? No, okay. So I'm going to select these 2 and add one. W subdivide. No? That's not going to do it, huh? Subdivide. Could have sworn. There we go. Okay. So we've got those. Make it not a circle. There we go. Let's give it a triangle fan. Well, I don't know. I'm going to just do it myself because I don't. There we go. All right, so I want to move this on top of here. I'm going to, there we go. Extrude that. Bind them together. Select them all. Kind of want to have it be about that big. Then I don't want a whole lot of these things, just a couple. Like this. Just 2. I know it's a lot, but just want to see how it looks. That's all. Okay. Let's see how it looks. Just, I feel like I needed something up there. Let's see. Let's put that there. Yeah, something like that. Just a little thing on top. Okay. Okay. The beginnings of a building in our alleyway. There we go. We can kind of see it there. Yeah. So you see what we've got: a pole and a little electrical thingies there. Bars on the windows. That's kind of good. I like that. Yeah. So I think we'll keep going like this. I'm not going to make too much more of this. I guess what I could do is select these and then extrude and scale these in a bit. And then maybe just extrude straight down like that, just to give it a level or an air conditioner or something up there, just to kind of fill that out. So yeah, if we're looking down like that, yeah. All right. Well, that was fun. I like this. This is the kind of thing I love. So tomorrow is a U.S.